Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Going Umbral. Today we're going to be looking at Warframe's dedicated healer and the Umbral Angel Trinity. So you may be thinking to yourself, Trinity is a very odd choice to make for an Umbral build. However, she is very effective. This is my variation of a support build. Basically, if you were to put it in terms, it would be a blessing build. However, I do have a bit more duration for a baiting link. I'll explain more about that in a bit.
Operator, I thought you'd want
So,
to know.
for the power, for loadout, we have Umbral Vitality and Umbral Intensify. Excuse me. Just because it being an Umbral build. Hunter's Adrenaline. Now, this is a mod you actually don't really need, but it's handy to have if Parasite Eximus is nearby, sapping your energy dry, and you just need that bit more energy that you get from damage. Continuity for duration, fleeting expertise for efficiency. I didn't put streamline because honestly the power cost didn't go down that much from having 160 to 175, so I just opted for the fleeting expertise. We have narrow-minded for duration, constitution for a faster knockdown recovery, and ability duration. As you can see, we're stacking loads of duration here. The reason we only have 145% power strength is because blessing actually caps out at 150% power strength, and to go any higher than that would just be a waste. So as you see, we're just stacking duration. A baiting link. This was a very interesting augment when I was looking at Trinity's augments. As you can see, reduces armour rating on armour targets by 45% on enemies targeted by link. Now when I was putting this build together on Warframe Builder, this coupled with corrosive projection actually provided a 70% armor reduction for targets, which obviously if you're going against Grineer is a very handy to have. We also have Cunning Drift for a bit more maneuverability, but also that 15% power range, just so we have enough range for our baiting link to latch onto enemies. And of course corrosive projection for negative enemy armor. Now I do actually have another variation of an Umbral build for you. This would actually be an energy vampire build where you stack loads of range, loads of power strength. Obviously you'd have energy vampire here, but I don't have the augment, so obviously I can't show that off to you. So obviously this build is built for giving you and your allies a bunch of energy to use your powers. It's actually very popular on endurance runs. I remember on Xbox, me and a friend of mine would do infestive, Orokin Derelict Defense, and we'd go to the higher rounds. I always play Trinity, he would play Banshee, another friend of mine, he would play, who was he playing? I think it was Ember, before she got reworked. And then we always had like a random fourth guy. But obviously this is the build. This build is more for supporting your allies as well as keeping your energy and their energy up. We have paired Trinity up with the Furious and the Glaive Prime just because I built the Glaive Prime, excuse me, for a status build with healing return. This coupled with Furious is a good source of survivability for Trinity, because no matter what you're doing, you're getting health back. And Trinity being the squishy frame that she is, she needs that extra recovery, even though her power is like 50% recovery based. But it's always handy for when you run out of energy. So anyway, onto the powers. Sorry about that. My cold is not completely gone. Right. First power, Word of Life. I very rarely use this power. But essentially what you do, you suspend an enemy, and the more you shoot it, it emits a healing pulse. And not only you can shoot it, your allies can shoot it as well and get health back. However, if you don't kill the target in a short period of time, not only does it heal the target, but it actually gives them extra, I want to say armour, so they're harder to take down essentially. Energy Vampire, if you're running an EV Trinity, this will be your go-to power. I use this when me and my teammates are getting low. Basically, you snare an enemy, and it will release energy pulses. Every one of these pulses, with our current build, will give nearly 37% energy. No, 37 energy. Don't know why I said percent, but hey. And obviously we have a 15-second duration. However, you can actually kill the target and get a big chunk of energy. That's why I would highly suggest, if you don't run the Furious and the Glaive, that you run a higher powered shotgun like the Tigress. So when you energy vampire an enemy, you can shoot it and give a big burst of energy to both you and your allies. Link is it's kind of like our shield power. Basically, Trinity connects herself to 3 enemies. These 3 enemies help give Trinity 75% damage reduction. Honestly, the duration on this power is quite low, so that's why we were stacking duration, so we can get a usable 20 seconds out of it. And we just have enough range to always be connected to 3 enemies at a time. Blessing. This is a very handy power. Not only does it fully heal the health and shields of you and your allies, but it also gives a 72% damage reduction to everyone in the squad. And the best thing about Blessing is it's not affected by range. So you could have negative range and Blessing will still hit everybody, which makes healing quite effective. This, coupled with her passive of being able to revive a fallen ally faster and from farther away, makes Trinity a very good support. I also compare her with the Vazarin Focus School, just for more healing capabilities. So whether it's Trinity or my operator, I can heal my teammates and revive them. So as per usual, we're going to jump into Sanctuary Onslaught and see just how far Trinity can go. When I play tested her with her finished build, She did manage to get to zone 4. However, it was with very, very low efficiency.
This is a stress test. Destroy all
I don't know why I wasted some ammo there, but hey.
In this chaos, the true nature of these creatures will be revealed, as will yours.
So if you're going to run into a giant group of enemies, always use your link power first. You can use blessing. Now we've got an extra 72% damage reduction, which lets Trinity really go to town on enemies. In my energy back. As you can see, killing that enemy while it was still under the effects of energy vampire, I got a burst of 172%. Not percent, 172 energy. Which makes Trinity very self-sufficient. You'll always have energy as long as you can cast energy vampire, which means you'll always have damage reduction, which means you will not die unless you're not careful, which can easily be done if you get carried away. Again, a good mix for Trinity if you don't want to use the Glaive Prime, and the Furious will actually be the Tigress, just for the one-shot potential that it provides with all the armour reduction. Get some link going. As you can see, as enemies are shooting me while under the effects of link, the enemies that I'm linked to are actually taking the damage for me. Though I'm still taking a bit of damage, they are taking the majority of it. Well, am I really going to run at efficiency? There we are. Zone 2's open.
Enter the conduit.
I think I've managed to find a good balance of support and damage with Trinity. It's nice to be able to jump in the fray with all the Inoroses and the Rhinos and the Najars, but it's always nice to play support every now and then. Get out of here, corrupted enemies. Get some link going. These. Get out of here. Don't you try and grapple me. Right. Come here, shoot me. Whew, that was close. Come here. Get out of here. You disgust me. Right, always pay attention on your energy as well. Because as you saw there, if you have to rely on an enemy to hit you to get some energy back, odds are, you're not careful, they can kill you. But you're not really going to be playing Trinity in a solo environment. Odds are if you're playing Trinity, you're going to be playing Trinity in a group setting. So even if you do go down, as long as you're somewhere where your teammates can revive you, I wouldn't worry too much. Wow.
A data conduit is open. Go now.
I'm not gonna lie to you, last time I play tested Trinity, the enemy spawns were a lot better than this. I literally had groups and groups of enemies flooding towards me. For some reason they just don't want to spawn for me today. Here, Snagglepuss. Don't you dare me, buddy. Link, 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 link. Whew. That's close. You leave my cat alone. Come on, Snuggle. I got you.
This experiment will fail if your efficiency drops further.
Yeah, I know, Samaris. Get out of here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do this round. Don't. Link, link, link. There we go. Get out of here. Also, one thing I will point out, be careful of rapid fire targets. So like the heavy gunners, the corpus stacks, all that stuff. Because if they catch you by surprise, they will take you down. Get out of here. That link. Give me some energy.
Specimens must experience unmatched stress. Increase your effort.
I'm trying, Samaris, man, calm down.
I have opened a new data conduit. Proceed.
Well, we ain't gonna do this, but we're getting the round 4 for a solo Trinity, that's not bad. Obviously, as I said with Ash, if you're a better player with a Pacific Warframe, obviously you are going to be able to go further. Honestly, the way I play my Trinity in the support role, I very rarely charge into a group of enemies. I usually sit at the back with the Corinth or the Phantasma. And just support my allies from the back. But don't get me wrong, you can do damage from the front. As you saw with the powers, you're stacking a lot of damage reduction for about 20 seconds at a time, which can make Trinity quite tanky.
You generated some usable data, but I need more. Return when you are ready to subject these data immortals to a
B+, not bad. So that's how Trinity Umbral performs. Honestly, as I said before, this is mainly a support focused build for those who like playing support. That's the loadout one more time. And we do have a Furious and a Glaive Prime. But Trinity is actually a good Warframe. A lot of damage reduction, a lot of being able to restore her energy and her health with a single press of a button makes her very, very powerful. But I shall not bore you with a long outro. I'll see you guys later. Stay tuned, we will be doing Valkyr next. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.